So Aliens tells the story of Ellen Ripley waking up after 57 years of drifting through space and finding out that they are children and families living on a planet where murderous aliens are. So this was another first time watch for me. I watched this for the first time about 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I'm not super familiar with this franchise, but I really did enjoy this movie. This is more, as the original 1979 Alien is more of a simplistic horror movie that really grasped the feel of people confined in a small area. It was more like a slasher in space. Aliens is more of an action-packed action horror movie that has lots of guns and lots of shooting and way more aliens. Starting off with the pros of this movie, my first pro is going to be how it takes place 57 years after the first movie. I really like that detail because it wipes the slate clean for this movie to where they can really do what they want to do with this movie. And it adds to the effect of when Ellen is woken up and is told that it's actually been 57 years since she killed that alien and went into her pod with her cat and fell asleep. It really builds up the reveal of when she's fighting these table members that doesn't believe her alien story that she's telling them, and they're really mad that she just blew up a billion-dollar ship or whatever it was that they sent them on this mission for. And she's trying to convince them that this alien thing really did happen and that they were attacked. And then it's followed up by the reveal that there are families and children living on the planet that she just came from that they discovered these aliens on. And it really convinced her that she needs to go out with this Marine Corps and fight and save these people. And when they finally get to that planet, they see that all the families have already been killed off and all the children have been killed off. I thought that was super effective. And they find that there is a lot more aliens this time, and they're going in guns blazing. This is definitely more of like an action-packed, fun, just straight up action horror movie. It probably leans more into the action than horror, honestly, although there are definitely some horror aspects of this movie that are awesome. And that moves fluently into my second positive, which is that there are a lot more aliens in this movie and they all look just as good. I loved how they went full out on this one. They almost had to. You can't come off of a simple classic like Alien 1979 and then have another one that is just one alien that they're fighting. So I think it was an amazing choice that they put more aliens, more guns, more people, and I thought it worked out to the benefit of the movie. And this movie is in competition with the first one with the set design and the character design and the overall feel of the movie. This is just right up there on par with the first movie, and I can understand why fans of this franchise really go back and forth between this one and the first one on which one is their favorite. It really comes down to if you like the classic appeal of a slasher in space, or if you like the action-packed fun, just balls to the walls, guns blazing, flamethrowers blazing, hundreds of aliens, and you like that approach to an alien movie. And I really like the story choice of this Marine Corps that Ellen is sent with, because it really adds to the action-packed and just overall enjoyment factor of this movie. There are more aliens to fight off this time, so it makes sense to have more people to defend with this Marine Corps, and I thought it was a really cool factor. It made for some very humorous moments. I found this movie to be laugh out loud funny.
Hey Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?
Oh, Vasquez.
And I have to talk about Lance Henriksen as Bishop. I thought he played Bishop very well. It was another robot that they were sent on this mission with, and I thought he done very well with this, as at the end he kind of became an anti-hero sort of, and it's just a great scene when he gets chopped in half and he's still fighting to save this little girl. And I thought that was just an amazing scene and very well done. And another moment in this movie that I thought was genuinely laugh out loud hilarious was the ship that is their ticket out of this planet, and they realize that they can't do anything to help this planet and it is gone for good. The one ship that they have that is their ticket out of there ends up crashing because an alien kills the pilot, and Michael Baine's reaction to that crash was just absolutely hilarious. It's probably one of my favorite moments of the movie.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
And Sigourney Weaver's performance in this movie just takes it up 10 notches from the first one. She just goes full out, balls to the walls, action hero badass that really has like this Terminator feel to her, and it just has an enjoyment factor that will never get old. When she gets into that robot machine and get away from her, you bitch.
Get away from her, you bitch!
That was just one of the best scenes in the movie. I thought that was hilarious, but also really cool. I love that machine that she gets in to fight the queen alien, which was another one of my favorite factors, that there is a queen alien that was huge. She has all these eggs laying around her, and that was just one of the coolest sets and one of the coolest scenes that I've seen in a sci-fi horror movie. And for my final positive of this movie, it's going to be the character that Carrie Hinn plays. It's the little girl that Ellen Rigby is going after to save at the end of the day, and I thought that added such an amazing suspense factor, and it just works as, I love the relationship between her and Ellen, and that by the end of the movie, Ellen will do anything to save this little girl from being left with this alien that captured her. One of the best endings to a movie that I've ever seen. I honestly loved every second of it. And moving on to the negatives, I honestly could only think of one, and that it might be a little bit too long. And even with saying that, I thought the movie flow was done very well. I didn't really feel it dragging at all, but I guess it could work just as well as an hour and a half than it did at 2 hours. But even with that being said, it's not really a negative, because I didn't find myself checking my watch or anything like that during the movie. I genuinely enjoyed every second of this movie, and so even the negative isn't really a negative. It's just the only thing that I could think of that I could give a negative to this movie, because this movie was just so awesome. With that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 4 stars. I highly recommend that you guys check this one out. If you've seen the original, or if you haven't seen the original, you honestly don't have to see the original to see this movie, really. This will just work as a standalone action movie, in my opinion. But I highly influence you guys to go out and get this movie on Blu-ray. Get it on your shelf if you're a collector. If not, find the streaming service that it is on, and definitely watch this movie. It was an absolute blast to watch, and it's a movie that I will probably rewatch quite a few times. So let me know what you guys think about Aliens down in the comments. We can have a discussion about it. Do you like the secluded classic appeal of the original 1979 slasher in space, or do you like the action-packed fun, balls to the wall, flamethrowers and guns and hundreds of aliens appeal of Aliens? So let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.